Good evening, Melvin. Good evening.
Good evening, teacher.
Hi, Anna. How are you?
I'm fine, teacher. How about you?
I'm doing well, thanks. How was your day?
It was okay, teacher. Thanks.
Okay. What did you do?
Um, I did many things. Um, I don't know. I had a similar to the conference,
Okay.
but it's we say charla. How do you say charla?
A talk?
Talk about to the rule of the airport.
Oh, interesting. Okay, that's nice. And have you been working in the platform as well, Anna?
Yes, teacher. I've been work. I complete the the 5 section, teacher. I
Oh,
finished
you're done.
to the end exam. Yes,
Okay, perfect.
thank you.
Good evening, Melvin.
Good evening, teacher.
How's it going? How
I'm
are you?
fine.
Okay,
I'm
perfect.
fine.
Great. How was your day?
Uh, Today was so busy.
Busy, okay.
I woke up early in the morning.
Really, what time did you wake up?
Uh, 5 o'clock,
At 5.
5
That's
a.m.
pretty early. Okay, you had a long
Yeah.
day.
Oh, see, yes.
Yeah, okay. And tell me about the platform. Have you been completing the exercises?
I can't.
You couldn't. You haven't
But
had time. Okay.
uh,
Okay, what section are you in?
maybe the week
All right.
section 2
In
follows the
section.
count now in no
Okay.
count now
All right. That's okay. Just remember to continue working.
on Saturday.
Okay, perfect. That's
I
good. Maria del Rosario, good evening.
Good evening, teacher. How are you today?
I'm fine, and you?
Very good.
All right, that's nice. I'm glad to hear it. How was your day?
I was very relaxed.
Okay, that's nice.
Yes.
Did you have to work today?
Yes, I
You did.
worked at 5, 6:30 a.m. and 3 p.m.
Oh, a long shift. Okay,
Yes.
very well. How are you doing with the platform?
I'm very good in the platform. I started section number 4.
Okay, excellent. You already took the
Yes,
midterm test and everything.
yes.
You did. How
I
is it?
finished
Is it easy or difficult?
so and so.
So. Okay. All
Yes.
right. That's good. Good evening, Fabricio. Hi. How are you?
I'm fine, teacher.
Excellent. I'm glad to hear it. How was your day?
It's busy,
It was busy. Okay.
very hot in the afternoon.
Yeah, right. Okay. Did you have any time to work in the platform today?
Yes, teacher. I
You
finished
did.
unit one.
What section are you in?
I begin section two.
You're in section.
Controls and non-controls.
Okay. So you were
Yes.
starting section 3 already. Okay.
Yes.
That's great.
In the night.
Okay. Keep working.
Okay, teacher. Thanks.
Good evening, Evelyn.
Good evening, teacher.
How are you?
Fine, teacher.
Excellent. How was your day?
Fine. Very busy.
Busy?
Busy. Very busy. I arrived at my home to work at 8 p.m.
Oh, yeah, very late.
Yes.
Okay. And how are you doing with the platform?
No, teacher. I didn't.
You didn't work on it today. What section are you in?
No, I didn't start to work in the platform, but in the weekend, I start.
You will. Okay.
Doing
All right.
it.
That's good. Just please remember that by now we should be in section 3 already. So try to
Okay.
just complete the exercises as soon as you can.
Okay.
Good evening, Daisy.
Hi, good evening, teacher.
How are you doing?
I am, I'm fine, thank you.
Okay, perfect. How was your day?
It was very busy.
It was busy. Okay, and tell me about the platform.
I, I, I couldn't this week. I'm starting tomorrow.
Okay, what section are you in?
I think, teacher.
All right, so
I have not.
Sorry, Daisy. Can you repeat that?
I'm starting tomorrow, teacher.
Okay, that's fine. Good evening, Doris.
Good evening, teacher.
How are you?
I'm fine. And you?
I'm pretty well. How was your day?
It's very well and busy.
It was busy. Yeah, I can imagine. You had to work.
Yes, all day.
Okay. All right. And tell me about the platform. Have you been working in it?
Yes, teacher. Now I finished the section number 3.
You're done with section 3. Okay. Nice.
Yes,
All right. Good job.
thank you.
Good evening, Carlos.
Good evening, teacher.
How are you? I'm fine. And you?
I'm fine, teacher.
Perfect. How was your day?
It's good, teacher. Was good, my day.
All right. I'm glad to hear that.
Okay.
And tell me about the platform, Carlos. Have you been completing the exercises?
No, teacher, because I'm going to work till tomorrow.
Okay. All right. Just work, please. Do the work in the platform as soon as you can.
Okay, teacher.
All right.
Okay, teacher.
Good evening, Catherine. Catherine Rodriguez. Good evening. Okay. Hello, Dennis Manzano. How are you?
Hello, teacher.
How are
I'm
you?
fine. I'm
Great.
fine. Thank you for asking.
All right. Excellent. How was your day?
My day was good.
All right. I'm glad to hear it. And tell me about the platform. How are you doing with that?
Um, I was working in section 2 again.
You're in section 2 still. Okay. Don't worry. Just keep on working. Good evening, Dennis Castro.
Good night, teacher.
How are you?
Fine, teacher. Thank you. And you?
Great. I'm doing pretty well. Thank you. How was your day?
Nice. It's very busy again.
Oh, you had a busy day. Okay.
Yes.
What did you do?
I am software developer
Oh,
in
okay.
Banco Agrícola.
All right. That's interesting. Nice. And have you been working in the platform, Dennis?
No, teacher.
You haven't. What section are you in?
2.2.
Okay. All right. Just keep on working, please.
Okay.
All right. So I think we're ready to start with our class. So let's talk a little bit about, well, so welcome everybody. And we're going to start by talking about the indirect questions. So let me just get this video to read the examples. We got indirect and direct questions. So the ones we're used to are the direct ones, right? When we ask, where is the bank? Where are the restrooms? How often do the buses leave? What time does the bank open? When did flight 566 arrive? So those are the questions that we normally use, right? Where we start with the WH word, then we have the verb, and then the complement and so on, right? But then we have another option that to use when asking about something or when asking for something. And in the case of indirect questions, those are more polite. And they are not just direct, right? They are not asking just for something. They are more polite, they are nicer, they sound better in some kinds of situations. And then how do I make an indirect question? Well, first of all, we need to use the different phrases that we have here. Could you tell me? Do you know? Can you tell me? And then we change the question a little bit. So again, we have here the WH word, where in this case, how in this one, what and when. After that, we add the subject, the bank, the restrooms, and the buses, the bank, and flight 566. And at the end, we have the verb. So that is different. Notice that we change the order of the elements, right? Here we have the verbs right after the right after the WH word. But in the case of the indirect questions, we use verbs at the end. Also, another thing to keep in mind is that we do not use auxiliaries in the case of indirect questions. And then we get indirect questions like, could you tell me where the bank is? Do you know where the restrooms are? Can you tell me how often the buses leave? Do you know what time the bank opens? Do you know when flight 566 arrived? So that's the way we use indirect questions. Two things to keep in mind. We change the order of the elements. We add the verb at the end. And also we do not use auxiliaries. Here, for example, in this one, how often do the buses leave? We say in the direct question. In the indirect one, we say, can you tell me how often the buses leave? There is no do in this one. Okay, are we clear about the indirect questions or do we have any doubts? Guys?
Yes, teacher.
Okay. So let's make some other examples. Let me go here. So we got the expressions, could you tell me? Also, can you tell me? And do you know? Okay, let's make some examples. Help me, please. Anybody? I could ask things like,
So,
go ahead.
could you tell me where is the police station?
The police station. So in that
Police
case, we
station.
say, could you tell me where the police station is? Something really important is that we use the verb at the end. Utilizamos el verbo al final. Ya no es como las preguntas directas donde cambiamos el orden de los elementos y va primero el verbo, luego el sujeto. En este caso no, el verbo lo ponemos al final. Could you tell me where the police station is? Very good. Let's make another example.
Could you tell me where the bathroom is?
Could you tell me where the bathroom is? Okay. Another one. Let's try to use, can you tell me?
Could you tell me where is the supermarket?
Okay, can you tell me where the supermarket is?
The supermarket is.
Okay. Tell me another one using do you know? Do you know where is the hospital? Okay, again, do you know where the hospital is? Okay. Do you know where the hospital is? Okay, so those are with the verb be. Let's try to use a different verb in a different tense, maybe. Can you think of an example?
Could you tell me where is the gas station near here?
Okay, could you tell me where the gas station is? And if you want to add near, you could say maybe, could you tell me where the nearest gas station is?
Okay.
All right, let me add another example. Oh, let me use a different color.
Can you tell me what time is?
What time
What time is?
it is? Okay, perfect. That's how we make the indirect questions. Just remember, we use the verb at the end, okay?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So we are going to practice a little bit by asking indirect questions to each other. So let's see, let me ask Maria del Rosario. Could you tell me where the supermarket is?
Hello, teacher.
Yes, so I'm asking you, could you tell me where the supermarket is?
Uh, where is the supermarket?
Yes. So just make up an answer. Cualquier respuesta. It doesn't matter.
The supermarket is in the... ¿cómo sería la respuesta?
So it
Next
could be,
to, near,
yep.
Market is across the
From,
on the street.
okay. Very good. Thank you, Maria del Rosario. Now make a question to one of your classmates. Hágale una pregunta indirecta a alguno de los compañeros. Using, can you tell me, could you tell me, or do you know?
Okay. Jose Ángel Santos, could you tell me where is the bank? Where the bank is?
Yes, the bank is behind the Nazareth store.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, now Jose Ángel, can you ask another question to one of your classmates?
Okay. Melvin,
yes, sir.
could you tell me where the church is?
Okay. I'm not sure, but I think el que me dijo, perdón.
Church?
The church.
Okay, okay. The shirt is from the park.
It's across from the park.
Well, across from the park. Okay.
Okay, perfect. All right, so that's how we make indirect questions. Let me just tell you some direct questions. I want you to change them into indirect questions. So the first one is, what flavor is this drink? What flavor is this drink? What's the indirect form of that? Let me type it. There you go. What would be the indirect form? Any ideas? Can you tell me?
Can you tell me what flavor this drink is?
Exactly what flavor this drink is. Okay, let me give you another one. Why isn't Sarah here yet? Why isn't Sarah here yet? What's the indirect form?
Can you tell me why Sarah here yet isn't?
Okay, could you tell me why Sarah isn't here yet?
Okay.
Let's see. All right. Let me give you another
Sure, I have a
example.
question.
Tell me.
Cuando está en negativas, tiene que ir el isn't antes. No es regla que vaya hasta el final como en la de positiva, como en la anterior.
Yeah. So in this case, it depends on what we have as a complement. Dependería del complemento, porque en este caso sí necesitamos ponerlo al final, porque no tendría sentido si lo pongo en en ninguna otra posición, ¿verdad? No puedo decir Sarah here isn't, or I cannot change it. So yeah,
Okay,
it's just the logical order, let's say.
thank you.
All right, so let me give you another one. It says, has the film started yet?
I see.
Okay, make an indirect question, please. Any ideas? Let's use do you know? Okay, let me tell you the answer. So it would be, do you know if the film has started yet? And that is something I hadn't mentioned, the use of if. If we have a yes, no question, we should add if to the indirect question. En el caso de las yes, no questions, para hacer las indirect questions, vamos a utilizar la palabra if. Do you know if the film has started yet?
If.
¿Sabes si ya comenzó la película? Right? ¿Sabes si? Ese sí, if. All right, let me give you just one more. What time does the train leave? Change it to an indirect form, please. Let's say, could you tell me?
You tell me that what I does
Time?
the train leave.
What time the train leaves? Recuerden que en las preguntas indirectas no utilizamos los auxiliares, entonces el das ya no lo agregamos y en lugar de utilizar ese auxiliar vamos a cambiar el verbo a la tercera persona. The train leaves. Could you tell me what time the train leaves? Okay, do we have any questions about this? ¿Tenemos preguntas de las indirect questions? Maybe not. Okay, so let's continue by talking about the comparisons using enough and to. So let me go to the platform and we're going to just listen to the explanation.
So we include too much money. The last opinion about houses and apartments. Additionally, you'll be able to evaluate your own house and apartment. For example, you'll be able to make the following statements. Apartments are too small for pets, but houses are too expensive. Houses cost too much money. Before I talk about the grammar involved in this particular class, what I would like to do now is I would like to play an audio program which illustrates how this topic is used. We will listen to a few people talk about their opinions on houses and apartments. Your task is to listen carefully and answer a couple of questions that I'll have for you at the end of the audio program.
Apartments are too small for pets. Apartments aren't big enough for families. Apartments don't have enough parking spaces. Apartments have just as many expenses as houses. Apartments don't have as many rooms as houses.
Houses aren't as safe as apartments. Houses aren't as convenient as apartments. Houses cost too much money. Houses don't have enough closet space. Houses don't have as much privacy as apartments.
Let me present some structure now. The first thing that I would like to do is to show you how to make evaluations using adjectives. And particularly, we're going to learn how to use the words enough and to. After that, we're going to make evaluations, but this time we're going to use nouns. And at the same time, we're also going to use the words enough and also to. First of all, what are adjectives? Well, adjectives are those words that describe nouns. So they describe people, places, or things. Since we're talking about evaluating houses and apartments, what we want to do is we want to think about some of those adjectives that we might use to evaluate a house or an apartment. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to write a lot of those words here, and then what I would like for you to do is to memorize this and maybe study them if you're not familiar with them. So for example, we have the adjectives comfortable, convenient, dangerous, dark, bright, expensive, huge, small, inconvenient, modern, noisy, private, quiet, safe, small, spacious. And I'm pretty sure you can think of many more. Let me present some structure at this time on how to make sense of this evaluation that you see there towards the left. Apartments aren't big enough for families. So in order for us to make that particular evaluation, we can think of the following structure. So let me go ahead and write that now. Following this structure, we can see that we're going to have a subject. So in this case, we have apartments. This is followed by the verb to be. In this case, it happens to be in its negative form. Okay. And then this is going to be followed by the adjective. So in this case, the adjective is big. Then this is going to be followed by enough. And then we're going to have some sort of complement here. So in this case, it happens to be families, right? So if we look at the pattern, we have a subject. I'm going to go ahead and follow the colors so that we can see what's happening there. That's in black. There we go. So we can see that the subject is apartments. Then this is followed by the verb to be. In this case, it happens to be the verb to be in its negative form. After that, we're going to have some sort of adjective, and then it's going to follow the word enough, and then we're going to include some sort of complement, if you will. So if we think about other evaluations that we can say about apartments, either apartments or homes, then we can say the following. I'm going to go ahead and copy this because the next evaluation is going to be quite similar. So we can say the following. Apartments aren't, and so I'm going to change the adjective here. So I'm going to say aren't spacious enough for families, okay? And let's do one more. We can also say that apartments aren't, and I'm going to change the adjective now. I'm going to say apartments aren't comfortable enough for families. The next thing that I would like to do is to make sense of that second evaluation that you see there at the bottom. Now using the word to.
Okay, so let me tell you about this. So using the word enough, we have the structure. We have, for example, apartments aren't big enough for family. So as you see, you use the verb be, then you use the adjective, and after the adjective, you include the word enough. Then we also have the option to. We use to emphasize the adjective, right? We use it right before the adjective. Apartments are too small for pets. Then we have evaluations with nouns, which go like apartments don't have enough parking spaces. In this case, we are using the simple present, don't have. Then we use enough, and after the word enough, we mention the noun, parking spaces. Also, we can use to with nouns, as in the case of houses cost too much money, too much. So let me go back to here. And let's make some other examples using enough and to. So for example, what can you tell me about apartments using enough? Any examples you can think of?
Apartment aren't comfortable.
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 Enough.
For enough, for family.
For families. Very good. Let's make another one using enough. Let's make one about houses. Houses aren't
Big
big enough
enough for pets.
for pets. Okay, very good. So that's the way we use enough. As you see, we use the verb be, then the adjective, and after that we add enough. Now let's make some examples using to. Again,
Apartments don't have enough enough parking space.
Parking spaces. Okay.
Houses cost too much money.
Houses cost too much money. We use too much, right? Okay, let's try to make another one using to. Let's talk about apartments. Apartments Let's say, for example, apartments are
too noisy.
too noisy. Okay, very good. So we
For
say
people
apartments are
or
too
for
noisy
family.
for, okay, for families or for all people, you could say. All right, so that's the way we use enough and to. Now let's put it into practice. Here I have an exercise for you to do it. So we're going to complete the sentences by using the adjective we have here at the end and using enough or to. For example, this one. Jane should get the job. Her qualifications are, and then we have good. What? How do we complete the sentence? Any ideas?
Enough.
Okay, so we say her qualifications are. We use good, but how come?
Or not.
Good enough. Her qualifications are good enough. We say Jane should get the job. Her qualifications are good enough. Oh, I made a mistake. Let me fix it. Good. Okay, next sentence. I can wear these shoes. These shoes. They're, we use big. Too or enough?
Two.
What do you say?
Two.
Too big. They're too big. Okay, let me give you another one. Sam hasn't got to buy this car. Money.
Money enough.
Enough.
Enough money in this case.
Mhm.
We
Enough
say
money.
enough money because
Enough.
money is a noun. In the case of nouns, they go after enough. In the case of adjectives, we use them before enough. So we have Sam hasn't got enough money to buy this car. Next one, I didn't enjoy romantic comedy. It wasn't enough or too. What do
Too funny.
too funny. Okay. Next one, we haven't got to make sandwiches. Cheese.
Enough cheese.
Enough cheese. We haven't got enough cheese to make sandwiches. Next one says, don't drink that coffee now. It's
Too hot.
Too hot.
too hot. Okay, then we have, I wasn't to lift the box. Strong.
Enough.
I wasn't strong enough to lift the box. Then we have Sally needs to get more exercise. She's too or enough, lazy.
Too late.
Two.
Too lazy. Too lazy. Okay, very good. Any questions about this? Any doubts? Okay, let's continue. So now let me give you some time to go to the breakout rooms and talk about houses and apartments. Try to make comparisons using enough and to, okay? Is that fine?
Say teacher.
All right, so there you go.
Only two, you and me.
I'm fine, thank you.
Okay. I started.
Mire, aquí me perdí. ¿Qué es lo que vamos a hacer ahorita?
Oración con enough and to. Eso es lo que le entendí.
Yes, you make sentences using enough and to and talking about apartments and houses.
Okay.
Siempre sobre el mismo tema, entonces.
Yes.
Yep, same thing.
Ok, empezamos. Apartments aren't big enough for families. Apartments are too small for families.
Apartments are too is very cost for the family.
Okay. Apartment is a smaller. Apartment are small for the parking. And apartment are big.
Hi, Catherine, Dennis, and Doris. How are you doing? Hello.
Hello, teacher.
Hi, are you working?
No,
Not yet. So what happened?
not yet. I don't know. I can't hear anything.
Oh, okay. All right, so maybe Dennis, I'm going to assign you to a different group. Let me just move you.
No, okay, no problem, teacher.
All right,
Yes.
there you go.
Casas. The apartments are not enough spacious than houses. Dice que el apartamento no son suficiente, no tienen suficiente espacio que las casas. ¿O cómo lo traduce usted?
Sí, así es.
Okay, that is fine. Let me just tell you that enough should be after spacious. So you say the apartments are not spacious enough as houses.
As. ¿Cómo?
Okay.
Okay, let me type it.
Please, teacher.
There you are. Or you could also say apartments do not have enough space as houses. Okay, so did you get some comparisons using enough and to? And do we have any questions about how to use those words? Are we okay with the topic? No sé cómo sienten el tema, si tienen alguna pregunta, alguna consulta. No questions.
Pienso que quizás deberíamos desarrollar otra historia quizás para poder tener un poquito más de fluido.
To use it in a different, okay. All right, so tomorrow let me bring another situation for you to continue practicing, okay? And yes, we're having a class. All right, so let me just continue by telling you about the comparisons using as. So those ones are for equals. For example, when I say that John is tall, and I also say that Mike is tall. So both of them are tall. Then I can make a comparison by saying John is as tall as Mike. John is as tall as Mike, I say. John es tan alto como Mike. Let's make another example. Let's say my house is as big as yours. My house is as big as yours. And if you notice over here, we use as, then the adjective, and then as again. Let me give you another example. That would be that computer is as good as this one. Let's make another one saying that house isn't as big as mine. That house isn't as big as mine. Okay, I don't know if we are clear about how to use as. No sé cómo sienten este tema, si estamos entendiendo cómo lo utilizamos.
The verb be is is before as, and between the as, it's
adjective.
adjective.
That's right. Very good, Anna. Okay, so let me tell you some situations and you tell me sentences. So let me just use this.
Teacher, I have a question.
Okay, tell me.
In the last sentence, that house isn't as big as mine.
Mhm.
It's like that house isn't too big as mine, for example.
No, in that case you cannot use to.
Sería algo así como esa casa, la traducción sería,
No es
esa
tan
casa
grande
no
como la mía.
es
No
tan
es tan
grande
grande
como la
como la
mía.
mía. Ujú.
Isn't too big as mine. Okay.
Isn't as big as mine.
Isn't as big as mine.
Okay, so let's try making an example using this information. We got Australia is big, Canada is bigger. So what can we say?
Australia is
It's
big.
Australia is big, Canada
As
is bigger.
bigger.
Okay, go ahead. Make the sentence.
Australia is big as Canada.
Is or isn't?
Isn't.
Isn't
Isn't
as
big.
big
Isn't
as Canada. Estoy
as
diciendo que
Canada.
Australia es grande, Canadá es más grande. Entonces, al final, Australia no es tan grande como Canadá. Okay, let me give you another example. That would be I am very tired. And Kevin is also very tired. Okay, now make a sentence using as. Any ideas?
I am as very well. Yes.
I am as tired
As Kevin.
as Kevin.
Tired.
I am as tired
Kevin.
as Kevin. Okay, let's make another one using this information. Iceland is colder than England. So we say Iceland
Is as
isn't as
Colder.
Color.
as cold. In this case, we do not use
England.
the verb.
Than England.
As cold as England.
As England.
Iceland is as cold, isn't as cold as England. Okay, one last one. There we have it. The chair is expensive. The table is also expensive.
the cherries as expensive as table
As a table. Very good.
as
The
a table.
chair is as expensive as the table. So that's the way we use the comparisons with as. Is it clear now? No sé cómo ven el tema. Estamos comprendiéndolo. Necesitamos más práctica. No sé qué me pueden decir acerca de esto.
More
Más
practice.
práctica. Ok. En especial creo que nos costó un poquito más enough en to, ¿verdad?
Correcto.
Ok. Entonces mañana
Yes, teacher.
continuamos practicando esto. Recordemos que mañana siempre tendríamos clase por la cuestión de la semana pasada, que descansamos 2 días, ¿verdad? So, I'll see you
Okay.
tomorrow. Take care. Have a good night.
See you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Miss.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Take care.
Bye. Good night.
Good night.
Thank you. See you tomorrow.
Bye.